Anyway, but please tell me WhatsApp calls were working.
Good question. This is something that was announced or spoken about previously, and we can confirm that WhatsApp and Skype calls actually work at the EXPO 2020 site. So as you know, we don't use WhatsApp calls in the UAE due to a VoIP connection ban. But of course, we're also talking all things Expo today, and the one extra addition at the site that you will be able to enjoy is the fact that if you log into the Expo Wi-Fi, you can actually receive WhatsApp calls and Skype as well.
And with Dubai anticipating 25+ million tourists over the next 6 months course of the World Fair, this could very well mean that the block on phone calls via voice over internet protocol, VoIP, has eased at the Expo 2020 site for attendees.
And that's just one tiny Expo hack. And one of the other ones I would suggest is the Expo app. If you go there and you want to plan your visit and you want to find your way around, because you can walk it. First of all, you can, because I originally thought it would be too big, but I was able to find my way from one district to the other. And there's maps as you go, but also having the app will really be able to navigate your journey even more smoothly. There are also Expo movers, which will take you from one Expo to the other. But although I was able to walk it, and although there was maps, I would still say the scale is massive, and you're not always like, there's Expo centers, information centers that you can find, but it's also still very huge, and you want to be able to know your way and you want to feel comfortable. So I would have the app, because that would be able to guide you without needing to, because at the beginning I go in, not a notion where I was going, got my press pass on the way in. It was pretty cool, but I still didn't have it, and I had to be at a specific place at a specific time, so I was in a bit of a rush. So I was asking people as I went, and they would guide me to the next person, to the next person. But actually, even at the information centers, she gave me the directions, but she was like, it's going to be too confusing for me to give you the directions the whole way, so get to here and ask and ask and ask. So having the app is really going to help you navigate your way. Just go, just if you haven't been or you weren't sure, adult tickets $95. It's free for
kids under the age of 18, as well as senior citizens above the age of 60, as well as those with disabilities.
I was just blown away, and I was only there for a couple of hours, and even especially when the weather cools down, like they have like grassy areas and seats set up, and Al Baik is there, that had a massive queue. There's just Al Baik, actually we saw the videos of the queue at Al Baik, like all of the food places had queues, I will say that. I was nearly going to be like, yes, this is my first time to try it, but the queue was at the door, so I left it.
Chai and I were looking at this over the weekend. We're like, people are going to the expo and they're queuing up for Al Baik. So,
but in all fairness, they were queuing, I think, and this is like the World Expos, if you know about them, like all the famous pavilions will have queues out the door. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
So even like I saw different queues. Was it the Saudi pavilion? They were having an event, and therefore it was busier. But you will see queues at the most popular ones, and like the Swiss one, they had a queue. Just go.
But I heard their queues are activated queues, so it's like even if you're waiting in line, it's like you have something to do. They give you activities, or they get you listening to something or thinking of something. I'm not sure, but I read it's like activated cues. Like that's interesting.
Would well believe it.
Yeah, and they have like everything planned out. So was it future? Did you see robots all over the place? Like those mini robots guiding people?
No, I saw dance troops, and I believe that was part of the French parade as well. The dance troops, and I believe like every day. So like today is Uganda, and then they will have their parade. But actually, about the queues, there is smart queuing. So if you know the pavilion you want to go to and you only have one day, let's say, for example, you're visiting, you can do smart queuing and actually skip the queue or figure that out.
Via the app.
Via the app, or depends on the ticket that you buy.
Okay.
So there's different ways that if you know there's specific ones you want to go to and it may be a busy day, you can try smart queuing for that.
But one thing about families, families must be like, oh, it's 4 of us, it's 95 per head. No, if you have kids under the age of 18 and kids who are students and still studying, it's free for them. So only the adults pay. So that's a great life hack. So we have the Expo app, we have WhatsApp calls working, we have free tickets for students and those below the ages of 18, as well as senior citizens. So make sure to plan it out, check it out, because it's so cool.
100%. And actually with the app that we discussed, you can get your tickets there, you can reserve your smart queues, you can learn about the 200 plus dining options there, because when I was there, I hadn't learned about the dining options in advance, but I saw that there is right beside where I was. There was Saddle had a coffee place, and then I found Al Baik, and then there was like a great Lebanese. But actually, there's over 200 dining options, and you know that they're going to be. I happened upon these. However, I'm going to go back and I'm going to actually really research it, and because you know that there's really going to be some quite interesting options there, so I'd like to like research again before I go back and spend some more time.
And Casey got the iconic picture, guys.
Oh, I did. I did. So the iconic picture is under the Al Wasl Dome. His Irish Countdown Crown Prince of Dubai was the first to do it, obviously, because he's great with photography, and he snapped a picture of a selfie, and his face is kind of like lit up by the dome, and then post the opening ceremony, Ellie Goulding, Hussein Al Jassimi,
yes.
all of the performers and stars, they did like a ring around one, and I was third.
You killed it, smashed it. I think yours was the best.
Thanks, Erin. I just before we finish up, I want to go back. There's some questions about someone talking about birthday cakes and then wedding cakes, and we need to leave the cake guys alone, which is a point.
Why do we need to leave the cake guys alone? That is weird. Someone would charge. Would you charge at your weddings guests to pay for the cake? Like, please let them know in advance, because they, you know, like they should have the option of coming or not. Then
I guess we should get more information about the couple. I guess, yeah, we always need the backstory, right?
We need the backstory, but just the headlines itself. If we talk about just the headlines, then it's very weird. But yeah, we will tell you more on the cake tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And that is it for the top news segment of the Lovin Dubai show. But stay tuned. We had Lady Raza in studio last week. She talked all things presenting and how she jumped from a career in engineering to one of the most interesting presenters right now. So stay tuned. She'll be with